Hey everybody, welcome to Talking Habs. I'm Rick, and we're going to do some odds and ends today. New style for me. So this is an odds and ends video, which means it's a bunch of news stories kind of revolving around the Habs, and that aren't really something I might want to do a full video on. So it's all Habs-based news, and we're going to get right to it. And I'm going to lead off with, let's see, I'm going to decide right now. We're going to lead off with this. So this is the odds apparently for the Montreal Canadiens Toronto Maple Leafs first round series and the chances for either team to win. Seems Toronto has a 75% chance to win the series and Montreal 25% chance. And they break it down in Leafs in 7, 16%, Leafs in 6, 22%, Leafs in 5, 22%, and Leafs in 4, 15%. Habs in 7, a 10% chance, and Habs in 6, an 8% chance. I think Montreal has, I think that's actually pretty good. I mean, they have a chance to do some damage, possibly. I think Toronto should be very careful here and not look down on the Habs, because I think it's going to be a closer game than they think, or a series than they think. All right, next one. Do I have it? Craig Button. Craig Button says, I don't think the Habs can win one game against the Leafs. Now, Craig Button is a guy that actually is a Habs fan and actually said at the beginning of the season he thought Montreal would win this division and really liked what Montreal had put together and all that. Now, the question was put out, I saw this on Twitter, that maybe Craig Button is just trying to motivate Montreal, you know, like something they can put up on in the locker room to look at and get motivated by. So here I have exactly what he said. If you'll give me a sec, I'm going to take a chance here and see if I can get it. His quote, but my computer is running in a way that no, I had it bookmarked and it screwed it up. Anyways, he basically says he doesn't think Montreal can win not even one game in this series, and he lists off a bunch of things that we all know. I mean, we all know that Toronto is a much more talented team as far as skill. You know, all those things, and they put together a pretty good team. Goaltending, their defense is better than we thought. Their depth is better than we thought. So now I get that, but I think a healthy, rested Montreal Canadiens will give them a hell of a fight, and that's proven in the fact that besides the games that were played after the COVID scare here in Montreal, where they had that, I think it was 8 or 10 days off. Before that, Montreal pretty much gave them some, good games. It was close, good hockey, and we even beat them going into their break, their bye week break. We beat them that game going in, and we just beat them a 3-2 overtime game very recently. So I think Montreal will be, or Toronto being that confident in the fact that they're going to sweep Montreal and go on to win the Stanley Cup, I don't know that that's going to play well for them. All right, next story is going to be this one. Let me get my mouse in the right place. Montreal Canadiens have signed Raphael Harvey-Pinard to a 2-year ELC. I love this signing. Pinard is a guy that when Montreal drafted him, 7th round, and I thought, wow, that's a really great pick, especially in the 7th round. This is a kid I saw in the Memorial Cup, first time I ever saw him a couple of years ago, and I just loved what I saw from this guy. If you like Brendan Gallagher, if you like Josh Anderson, that's the type of player he is. He's a Brendan Gallagher type, and smart player. I think he's going to eventually make this team. I think he's going to be an NHLer along the lines of Jake Evans. He can score. He can make plays. This is a very smart player, and I think Montreal, it was a steal in the 7th round. So Raphael Harvey-Pinard signs a 2-year ELC with Montreal. I think that's just great news. Next up, Jesse Alonen and Xavier Willett, those are the two guys on the screen. They have been recalled to the taxi squad today. And I think that means that, considering it's the last game of the season, and Dominic Ducharme has already said that if Winnipeg wins their game last night, which they did, that you could expect to see some players getting rested. And I think that's the reason why you've got Willett, who's a defenseman, Alonen, who's a forward, up here. Money doesn't matter at this point. They have enough money to bring up a couple of guys because of the Jonathan Drouin taking a leave of absence. And there's no need to save your money after today. So they can use up what money they have. And in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. So I think today we'll see these guys on the ice, and we're going to see some rested players. Don't expect to see Allen in net. I would expect it's going to be Primo. Don't expect to see Anderson today. We already know he was iffy for today anyway, so he'll be rested. You got to think a guy like Jeff Petrie will be rested. You got to think. I was saying Eric Stahl. No, Eric Stahl. Let them play Eric Stahl today and rest him in the playoffs, because that seems to be right now the best thing. But I think you're going to see guys like this. The older guys are going to get rested today, and who knows what it's going to look like out there for this game. And listen, it's going to be a toss-up for who can win, because I believe Edmonton will be doing the same thing. And if they don't, well, you got to figure it's going to be an Edmonton win with the team that probably Montreal is going to ice. So we'll have to see. Anyway, the game doesn't matter whether they win or lose. And if you think it does, well, it doesn't. It just doesn't. And it won't matter if they take a loss here, because they're in the playoffs and they got to rest some guys, even though they have a week off. Guys that are hurting at this point, all of them. So every day extra they can get to rest will be great. So there you go. Next up, I want to just touch on this. We are very soon into the playoffs, obviously. So I'm going to be doing some kind of playoff bracket thing. I know I'm going to be doing a video using this. I'm not sure if I can get this out where everyone can do. I want to organize some kind of a bracket thing. I think I'm starting a little too late for this season. So maybe it'll only be next season. But anyways, playoff brackets are up. I'm going to be doing a video very soon about that because almost all the positions are locked in. And I think there's just one conference, Vegas, Colorado. It's not locked in yet. So, once that's locked in, I'm going to be doing a video on that. So just wanted to show you my brackets that I made. Also, Jake Allen. Jake Allen has been chosen by journalists here in Montreal to receive the Jacques Beauchamp Trophy as the player who played a key role in their success without receiving any particular honors, without receiving any particular support by the players on the ice either. But Jake Allen is the Jacques Beauchamp Trophy winner. And Jacques Beauchamp was a writer here. I remember back in the 70s and 80s. He was a really great writer for the French media. And just a really great guy from what I remember. And after he passed away, they made this trophy. And there you go. So Jake Allen is this year's recipient of that trophy. I think that gets us to the last. Oh boy, this gets us to the last one. And if you looked at my title, it's the A-hole of the month. I don't do it every month, but when there is a big A-hole out there, I'm going to talk about it. And I hope this one doesn't get me in any trouble, but we'll see. My A-hole of the month, especially if you live here in Quebec, and if you are a Montrealer, you'll appreciate this. A-hole of the month is François Legault, our premier of the province. A-hole of the month. Everyone get a good look at that, because that is a big A-hole. You see the shit that's that, because every time he talks, lumps of shit fall out of his mouth. All right. Yeah. Okay. Keep it in check, Rick. Okay. I'm going to tell you why. I think I'm going to bring up the screen. Hang on a second. Let me set this one up a little better than I did last time, because that would really be good. All right. So, François Legault, he says maybe one day if we had the Nordiques, there would be some competition to see who can get the most Quebec players. Now, that's not really the worst thing for me that is in there. I'm going to tell you what I don't like. I find it unfortunate that there are not more Quebec players with the Canadiens. Maybe, I read that part. There's more here. When we look at in the NHL, there are many that's French players. There could have been a bigger effort during the last draft. I think things start at the top. Jeff Molson and Marc Bergevin should be sensitive to the fact Quebecers like to see Quebecers play. I understand some are not good enough, but some are very good. I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing. And that is right there is a shot across the bow at another referendum here in Quebec, which is all bullshit and pissing me off. Now, they talk about our mayor, Valerie Plante, also had to chime in here. I don't know if this will go away, by the way, that thing. It'll pop back up. Had to chime in here, and she chimed in here with this. There are many young and talented Quebecers and Montrealers who aspire to play in the NHL, the mayor wrote. The Montreal Canadiens must make an extra effort to get them for their public and for the Francophone metropolis of America. Now, that's not the most ridiculous bullshit you ever heard in your life. I don't know what is. Mayor Plante, are you full of yourself a little bit? For politicians who are not supposed to be separatists, well, you find out that they are closet separatists, although Francois Legault, we knew that. And if anybody had a doubt that means, like, you know what? Keep your politics out of freaking hockey. We don't need it. It's enough already that they got to have a French coach and a French this and a French that, and it's enough. So now you want to water down the team with French players that might not be good enough. But, hey, they're French. And how come there is no mention about English-speaking Quebec players? How come? What, there's no English Quebec players in the league? No, but we got to have French Quebec players. Now, I might be wrong that they didn't actually say French or English, but believe me, that's what they mean. If we loaded up on, say, 2-3 guys that are from Quebec, but they're English, wouldn't satisfy them. Wouldn't satisfy them. So that's why I'm pissed off. Take your hands off of my goddamn hockey team, and why don't you do a job here in the province with the pandemic and the economy? Maybe you should concentrate on that a little bit, right? Take your freaking hands off of my hockey team. You're a politician. You have nothing to goddamn do with it. And Jeff Molson, don't listen to that bullshit. Obviously, though, you are, because that's why Alex Belzile was in the lineup the other day, right? And then when Paul Byron came back and you didn't have the ability to have somebody up on emergency recall, you sent him back down, didn't you? Yeah. So don't be intimidated by the Quebec government. They're going to lose the referendum because they always do. It's bullshit. That's what we need. Another French-English fight, right? But take your hands off of my hockey team with that garbage. There's my rant. Yeah, I'm pissed at that shit. I don't even know where my mouse is. That's how pissed I am. So, yeah, that's my rant, and that's why he's the asshole of the month. And if I had two of them, Valerie Plante would be the asshole of the month as well for that ridiculous statement. If that's not nationalism or separatism, I don't know what you call that bullshit. Politics and sports shouldn't collide in that way. There you go. So there you go. That's my video. Hopefully you like the new way I'm doing this. Give a thumbs up if you did, and if you have any comments about what I just said, and you want to come at me about the French thing, that's fine. You can do that. I don't think there's any room for this garbage in hockey. Pointing out. But come at me if you need to. Comments in the comment section, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring that notifications bell. It's going to get you more videos like this, and reviews, live cast, pregame shows, and all kinds of different Habs videos. So please subscribe, ring that notifications bell, and that'll get you your daily fix of Blue Barn Rouge right here at Talking Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really do appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and peace out, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the new style of doing Habs Odds and Ends, and let me know in the comment section what you thought. Thanks, everybody. See you later. Bye. I got to sign out in a new way. Peace out. And I don't know where my mouse is.